Hi, everybody. It's Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. Today we have our Illinois Youth in IYIP. I'm just going to say IYIP, Technical Assistance Call. We've got a few things to talk about today. And one of the things that I want to show you, and this was a suggestion from Peoria Schools for their system. What we've done just today, it was getting uploaded over lunchtime. We uploaded a new column in our spreadsheet, and it allows you to see the enrollment category for your youth that are currently enrolled. Now, these other names that are here can be deleted out when you upload your payroll for that. So what I wanted to show you was on your payroll, you would have deleted all those other rows, and then in Excel, I don't know how well you guys know Excel, but there's this data right here. And if you click on data, all of these columns have a heading, and you can click on the sort button and make sure that that item is marked where it says my data has headers. Click on the enrollment category for this first row, and it will organize your people by enrollment category. And then you can enter the payroll. Make sure that you do not upload any zeros for anybody, because that will keep you from being able to remove them if something went wrong and you have to start over again. So sort your list, use it for categories so that you can keep track of who's where and when. And, you know, especially if we've got different people coming up for different things, you can use this to your advantage. So thank you, Peoria Public Schools, for the suggestion. This was an easy fix. It was something that we could take care of pretty simply, and it should be available later today on the system. So double check later in the payroll uploads. All right, and then the next piece that I wanted to show you is under the reports. Again, I'm bringing this up again. We talked about it last time, but I'm showing you test right now because I don't want to show real name data. But right here on our customer services report, we now have the column added, evaluated, not required. And when you run this report, if you run by program and filter, it shows you all of the steps that have been added to any of your customers' profiles. And then it shows you how many people are not started for that step, how many people are evaluated, not required, or started or successfully completed, or total customers without that step. So just to make it easy for yourself, if you click on one of these numbers, say I'm going to click on this 37 down here where it says complete a pre-apprenticeship program that leads to a registered apprenticeship program. I'm going to click on that 37, and it takes a minute for it to think. But then what happens is all of these people that don't have that step pop up here. And what you can do is you can do a mass update to get yourselves caught up, because these career plans, some of these steps are part of your performance. And if somebody didn't need the step, you can mark that as evaluated, not required. If they started it or if it's successfully completed, then you can make sure that that happens. If you'll excuse me one moment, I'm expecting a delivery and I believe they're calling me. So I'll be right back. All right, fortunately my husband is here and he can take care of that delivery. So that's wonderful. All right, so anyway, back to this, you can mark started, put in a start date, put in a planned due date. The one piece that we need to double check, so if somebody's going to use this tool, if you mark evaluated not required, it's not supposed to require a start date or an end date. So if somebody can check that out on production for me and let me know by email whether the dates are there or not, then we'll get that fixed right away. So I know that I talked to one of the agencies about using this to get caught up with their customers that needed their career plans updated. So I hope that this helps you guys get caught up, and so that you can move forward more rapidly with customers in the future. The next thing that we did was we updated the situations list. And I know that I've received 18 lists back from agencies, but there's quite a few that I haven't gotten them back from. So if you are one of those agencies that has not returned your situations list to me, and you are not doing just category 1, so if you have youth that are in category 2, 3, or 4, and you have not returned your list to me, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Shame, shame. Please get them back to me right away so that I can get those all updated, because I'm only going to do it one time. Otherwise, you'll have to go back through and try to figure out how to update all those situations. Now, you only have to send the list for people that were already enrolled. If they have not been enrolled, you can update it on your own. So for the customers that have not been enrolled, you can go into this, edit this section. Okay, Fennelly, send me an email that says that so that I can check you off the list. In the edit this section, we have them in ordered by Carrie Reuter, and we have all of these items in here. If somebody answered something previously, the data will still be stored and will be counted toward your performance for a particular, for tracking numbers of who did what, where, when. But so these are the new situations. They are also on the application, and they will show up in the eligibility section on the customer's eligibility enrollment review. Oh, sorry. All right. So who's of color? Ladon. I'm sorry, Ladon. You did have L. Brumfield. So Ladon, just send me an email that says that you don't have any updates to send. And sorry, Fannelly. Okie doke. Next thing, the lists. We talked about that. I need those lists back by the end of the week, Friday at the latest. And then the last thing that I need to talk about is we did get the grant information piece fixed. So on your grantee details, we need you to go in to the folder, grantee details, select your project, and it should then you can add your grant information, and what it will then do is it will track, this is one piece that we're still working on, but it will track your actual enrollment compared to what your scheduled participants are or were. So this will help you track this for any reporting that you have to do. So if you could please go in and update your grantee information under the folder grantee details. You should have a grant number, when your start dates were, what your grant amount was, and what your scheduled participants are that you should be working from. Okie doke. All right, I've got That's all I was going to talk about today. I know that Brandon had a couple of things that he needed to mention. So Brandon, if you want to unmute.
Yeah, I should be unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Well, I have like 4 things, but they're all really quick. And only one is directly about workNet. Just a reminder to update your information. I did check data last week to see that everyone was entering their youth in workNet, and make sure you're putting in your subsidized wages, your training stipends and incentives. That all has to be entered in workNet. If it's not subsidized, then it's not mandatory that you enter it. But the subsidized wages, incentives, and stipends all needs to be in workNet. And obviously, any youth that you're enrolling, you need to formally enroll and verify them in the workNet system. And we'll be checking that periodically. Okay, as of last night, if you're a category 1 summer employment, if you're doing summer employment, then you should receive a questionnaire form from me. We can't get into like a deep discussion, or we shouldn't need to, it's pretty self-explanatory. But if you are doing category 1 and you did not, for some reason, receive an email from me by now with that form, then please let me know, because I need to get that to you right away. But everyone should have received it.
Shannon Anderson, what agency are you with, Shannon?
Does that take?
Did not receive one.
Is it teens again? Yes. Okay, I sent one, but I'll send it again. I sent one to 3 of you at that agency. But okay, I took note of that, and I'll make sure I'll send that again.
All right.
Okay, and then the last 2 things are just updates. They're not done, but there is a draft of the PPR. So the PPR for IYP does exist now, which was a big step for the 4 categories, but it is not finalized and ready yet. But there is one. So once that is done, I'll be sending it out, and you will have at least 2 weeks to complete it. So it's not going to be like I'm going to send it out and expect it back the next day or 2 or anything. But that should be coming hopefully sooner than later. And then I've had several questions about the new application for the continuation IYP application for FY22. And there's a whole new system that the state is using now that we have to enter that in. So that's kind of what the holdup is, but we have to enter all that information in the new system, even though it's not a new NOFO or anything. It's not a competitive NOFO, but it all has to be, all the information has to be entered in this new system. So that's the 2 big things, the PPR and that application that I'll be working on as soon as I get off this call. But as soon as those are ready, I will be emailing you and letting you know about the PPR and the new application. So that's all I got.
We had a question in the chat from Byron Nelder that says, I suspect that several providers under age 65 are in need of vaccine. Do you know any agencies that will provide, especially in the Chicago area? Does anybody know of any place where they can get vaccines? Are all y'all considered frontline?
I got mine at the health department. I didn't have a problem, and I'm over 65.
Well, I got mine, but I volunteered at a hospital, so the hospital gave me mine. Walgreens is hard to get through to. Pullman Center today, all right? If you know
what I did is that I went as a walk-in because of my age, and no problem. I just had to wait maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, so I would recommend, they can just walk in. If they're over the age, if they're over 65, they can get in.
All right. That's good. All right, and then I think I saw one other question that I missed.
Okay, and Walgreens and CVS. Yeah, the pharmacy.
Antoinette, you were asking me to show that one more time, and I don't know, I didn't catch because I just saw it now. I didn't see what you wanted me to show again.
In the beginning, you was doing how to put in a payroll through Excel.
Oh, yeah. So, do you know how to do the payroll?
No.
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. Let's
Okay,
start at the very beginning. That's my very most favorite movie of all time, is The Sound of Music. All right, so from the little piece that looks like a bulleted list, you go to the Payroll tab, you select your project, and we do have directions and a how-to video on this on the partner page. You filter that, you click on the Add Payroll, you put in a start date. So if I do 121 and I do 131/21, I download the payroll template and it gives me a list. I can open that up. And I lost where it went there. It's over here on this page, on this screen. All right, so then what I would do is I would filter with my data. And I would filter so that I get the enrollment category. I click OK. I would go down and I would delete everybody else because all of those people should be done if they're not enrolled in one of your current IYIP categories. And then you can enter the hours worked over here in that column. Make sure that if anybody has 0 hours worked, that you do not enter anything, just in fact, delete them from the list. And then you would upload this sheet right here where it says upload payroll template. If you have any supporting documents for expenditures, those get uploaded here. And then when you have everything done, you hit submit. And the Brandon, Nicole, any of that, the DHS admin team may check this. So you need to make sure that you are uploading these payroll documents to support your fiscal documentation that is submitted for the grant.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, let's see here.
Hey, Dee.
Yes.
With regard to the number 4 on that list, the
Yes.
add payroll list, or step 4, upload expenditures and other related files. So that would be supportive services that were, what expenditures specifically are we looking at?
You know, a lot of times that's just counted in your fiscal monitoring. We put that there just in case there's something that needs to go. Maybe if you're paying stipends sort of thing, you would upload a list of the stipends that have been paid out. I can see that going because you don't pay the payroll with a stipend.
Okay. And then for step 5, thank you for that.
Sure.
For step 5, submit payroll expenditure forms for review.
That's just when you have those 2 items uploaded already and you're ready to submit it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And because on here, like right here, I've got these 2 payrolls down here that say not submitted. And with that, you can't, Brandon or Nicole couldn't review them because they
Okay,
aren't actually submitted. Now, if you don't submit them, it's a good opportunity for you to go in and modify, delete it, or modify it before you actually do submit.
okay, okay. Thank you. And
You're welcome.
just to also confirm, I was thinking about the other day, last program year, I think we were looking at uploading the payroll sort of summary reports for all youth who were paid wages for a specific pay period. Are we uploading that information?
The timesheets?
Yeah, is it just timesheets instead of the report? Would that suffice?
Brandon, tell me what you want them to upload.
Timesheets would be good. I mean, the main thing is that they have something in there if they're getting any of the three: subsidized wages, stipends, or incentives.
Okay, okay. And so then that would be uploaded, Dee, then as part of step 4 or 5? Where would we put that?
Those would go, so if you're doing a payroll report that has multiple people on it,
Mhm.
you want to upload that to your grantee uploads. If you're uploading timesheets, so like if you go on this grantee details and it says this file uploads, you would
Mhm.
want to upload a list there, and then just make sure that when you get monitored that you know exactly where that is. If you're
Okay.
uploading timesheets, those timesheets should go to each individual profile.
Got it. Okay. Wonderful.
And
Thank you. And thank you, Brandon.
Brandon, you would probably prefer the timesheets instead of a payroll report, unless it's got the hours listed on it.
Yes, probably. That'd be easier to track, I would think.
So we have both. We have the timesheet, but then on our report, it reflects total hours worked, you know, that they were paid for that pay cycle and what their earnings were as well. So is there a preference in that case?
No, I mean, the timesheet would be fine.
Okay.
Okay. Kristen says, when the payroll is uploaded onto workNet, does it then show on each individual's profile under payroll? Yes. Are we required to upload any other document? Yes, timesheets. All right. So are we only need to upload no, you have to upload the timesheet. So Peoria's asking if they uploaded some of the payroll and didn't delete out the zeros. As long as what happens is then you cannot manipulate that customer's employment at all. They're stuck in that job with the dates that you had entered in there. So I know that we deleted a whole bunch of payroll for you before so that you could fix some of your customers. We can do that if we need to. And let's see, somebody suggested ZocDoc.com for the vaccine. That is only for Cook County. You cannot be in any of the other counties and use that. Okie doke. Any other questions that I need to answer? I've got 70 of 73 people that have checked in. So I need the last 3 of you that did not check in to do that before we end the call today. Anybody have any questions that you want to just open up your mic and ask, or do you want to type something in there?
Hi, Dee. This is Regina from
Hi,
Employee Connections.
Dee.
Oh, wait, we got Tracy talking right now.
Yes,
Okay.
I have a question about whether or not the client that I was talking about yesterday, was his date of birth corrected?
Yes, we got that fixed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then who else was going to talk?
Hi, this is Regina from Employee Connections, and my question is this. This is the first time I've actually heard that we were supposed to download timesheets. I was so proud I had all of my payrolls up to date in the system, but there are no timesheets in there. Yes. So how am I able to do that without having to do the whole thing over again? Or do I have to do the whole thing over again?
You do not have to redo the payroll because the timesheets are uploaded to the individual's profile. So if you can, like say Sam Hall is your customer and Sam has 6 timesheets, then you just go to Sam's profile, upload them all up in one batch if you need to.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you.
But make sure that whatever you do, you label that file timesheets from this date to this date.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Could you show us where to upload timesheets? Sure thing. On a customer's profile. Right here under the uploads. That's where you would put their timesheets. So I don't know who asked that question. Kristen did. Yeah, and category 1, it's okay because this is where you're going to put them. So it's the same thing for everybody. All right. All right. Any other questions?
Yes, Dee, this is Fannie Leah.
Hi.
Hey, I missed the whatever you did in the beginning. You should put the mask back on. But I wanted to know because as someone else just mentioned with timesheets, we just uploaded the payroll information. How do you all want us to upload the incentives and stipends to mark that they have it? My team always give me a list of what they have earned, if it's an incentive, a stipend, and I put it into their timesheets, their payroll timesheet. So is there a separate thing that you all may want or a different type of document? We use a receipt of services so that they received it. Is it anything specific you all want?
Brandon, that's probably a question for you.
Honestly, I mean, we need to be able to track those 3 categories: the subsidized wages, stipends and incentives, the amount, when they started earning, because there's a maximum amount of time for each category that they can earn wages or training stipend. I mean, we just need to be able to track those things.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. I'll probably
So, I mean, I don't.
An example of what we do, and if you could just tell me yay or nay, that will work.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no problem.
And then Kristen asked a question for Brandon. Ooh, it moved on me. Should we be uploading every week or 2 weeks as we get them from youth, or would it be okay to upload all timesheets at the end of the program? Quite honestly, I would not wait until the end of the program, but I also wouldn't do it every single week, depending on if they get paid every week or twice, every other week or whatever. I think I would do them at least a month at a time. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I was going to say every other week, because most places that's as often as they pay. I mean, very few places I know that would pay like every week. I guess there is some, but I would say every other week would be sufficient.
And for Brandon, you need to check your messages. One of our attendees sent you a direct message. And let's see, we're category 1, so only have 6 weeks. So could do if you're only 6 weeks, submitting them once a month wouldn't be much different than submitting them at the end of the program. So I still don't think I'd wait. I think I'd do it at least every few weeks. All right. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? And yay, I got 72 out of 72 on the call check-in. All right. Well, everybody, you have a great day. Don't drink too much green beer tomorrow. Happy spring. And what else is going on? Oh, happy St. Joseph's Day. And I think that's it until until the next time we meet. We are scheduled for a call on the 30th. Please check the list to see if we're actually going to have that one, because we would have one the following week as well. We may end up canceling the 30th if we don't have anything new to share. All right, everybody have a great rest of your day.
And whoever that was that sent me the direct message, I can only see a name. I can't see a message. So if they could send me an email, that would be greatly appreciated.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Dee.
Thanks, Dee.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
Brandon.
much. Dee.